There's several tunes out there that pulled me into the clawhammer world and changed my life forever. And one of those tunes is Roustabout, as played by Fred Cockerham. The first time I heard that tune was on the High Atmosphere anthology, and it completely blew my mind. Later, I saw Mike Seeger play it at a banjo camp, just him and a fretless banjo, and that was it. My life was set out before me. I had to learn Clawhammer Banjo, and of course I had to learn that tune. I was very intimidated by that tune for a very long time. It's like my mind couldn't understand or decipher what was going on, especially in the B part where Fred flips into that upbeat oriented sound. It was completely mystifying to me. Now, I'm teaching this lesson series mostly over on Patreon. So if you want the tablature, if you want to unlock the full Roustabout experience, head on over to Patreon. We've already gone in depth with a couple of exercises in prep for today's lesson. One of the hardest things about playing Roustabout is Fred's flip-flop into the upbeat, emphasizing that upbeat in the B part. And today I'm going to show you how to do that on Banjo Quest. So to start us off, we are in the Roustabout tuning. That is G, C, G, B, D. And it's this beautiful modal tuning with that big resonant open C on the 4th string. All right, so this is a difficult banjo problem, and like any banjo problem that we face, we want to divide it into a series of smaller problems. But first, I want to give you the overview of the B section, and I'm going to just play that for you now, and then I'll show you how to get there after that. So let's set the metronome up at 80 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, the first way we're going to do this is let's start getting used to this different count with a simple double thumbing pattern on strings 1 and 5. So I'm just going to play. Get ready on the 80 BPM that we had already established. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's play that same thing and count the ands. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're going to take that same pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to hit the 4th string on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's play it with the metronome to keep me honest here. 3, 4. So now you'll notice that every click is getting a downstroke on the 1 string, and every and or non-click is getting a downstroke on the 4th string. All right, so let's make this come alive like Fred does. Fred emphasizes the 4th string. He's emphasizing, accenting the ands of the pattern. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna start us up here. Make your downstroke on the 1 string quiet and accent your 4th string. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, now let's make it even more sparse. Let's make it even more exciting by getting rid of the double thumbing pattern. So I want you to abandon your 5th string. I still want you to collide with the 5th string though, just don't sound it. Here we go, same thing, accenting the 4th string. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's two different ways to deploy this. By getting rid of that fifth string, you suddenly make it really sparse and really airy, and there's a lot of space in there. It sounds really exciting. Now let's move on. How do you get out of that pattern, right? That is the trick. That's one of the beauties of the recording. That's what makes the magic happen. Fred slips into that upbeat centric pattern, and then he slips back, and it's like seamless. It's amazing. The way that he does that is he's making sure to come in on the and of the beat on the fourth string. So if we've got our double thumbing pattern at 80 BPM, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now let's play it like Fred. So Fred wasn't playing it on the first and the fourth string. I just wanted to delete the left hand to carve up the problem to make it a little bit more approachable. Now we're going to use the second string in the fourth. We're going to fret at the first fret. We're going to play that same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's too clean, it's too simple. So now let's add some motion with our first finger on the first fret of the second string. We can hammer on, we can pull off, and just play around with it. You don't have to play it in a set pattern. I'm going to play it kind of like Fred did, but I'm also going to use a little bit of artistic license there to do some different things. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... That's really a fun pattern to play around with. Let me make it more difficult for you. Let's do it exactly like Fred. So he's entering into that pattern after doing an alternate string pull-off. So he's got the alternate string pull-off going. Let me count that for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... All right, that takes a lot of practice. You want to be absolutely steady. When you hit that fourth string, it's got to feel like some kind of Swiss watch, the way it's just counting off those ands of the beat. So you need to probably record yourself, because at least when I was practicing this, I couldn't tell how good my time was until I kind of had that recording to play back. And boy, that was a humbling experience, but it really, really helped me. So take your time, slow it down. If 80 BPM is too fast for you, you've got to knock it down several BPM. Maybe 60 is where you need to live for a little while. And then, of course, you get it cruising. Let's try 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. right, this is very difficult. Take your time, have fun with it. If you need more help, jump on over to Patreon where the tab is and all of the other lessons. We'll be doing fretless, a gourd version pretty soon, and of course we will be singing. So if you want more of that, head on over, and I will see you next time on Banjo Quest.